Hello, my friends. It is good to be back. It has been a while, unless you're watching this in the future, at which point it won't have felt like it was a while. But for the rest of us, it has been a couple of months since I have seen you, and I am very, very excited to be back. How is everybody? This is not live, but I still want you to answer me, darn it. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of an update video. But it's going to be more of a ramble update than anything else. It's not going to be edited or anything down, and I only have very, very vague notes about what I want to talk about. If you want a more structured version, there's a link to the Giant Grant Games Discord in the description below, and in the announcements, I have a more concise TLDR. I'm just here to talk, because you know what? That's my job. I haven't done much of it recently. How do you make YouTube videos again? I completely have forgotten. Okay, so, originally, what was going on 2 months ago? Man, I don't even remember. Oh, man, it was so long ago. 2 months ago, everything kind of sucked. Being completely honest, I had just stepped away from StarCraft 2, and I lied to all of you guys and told you that I was taking a vacation. I lied to myself as well, thinking that was going to be the case. Of course, this was right after all my dad's health stuff, and it was not the end of that. As a result, everything for like the first month and a half after all of that was awful. He went to the ER, I believe it was 14 times in 6 weeks. And it was terrible, and it was awful, and legitimately it was way worse than before. Originally, my sister and I had planned to travel for the first time together. We had never done that like, when we were kids, we would travel with my parents and stuff, but never just the two of us as adults going and like traveling somewhere. We had to unfortunately cancel those plans. Everything was miserable and awful and terrible. And then the entire vacation month was gone, and the whole thing was very stressful. And then my work month started, and things still sucked. And then they were fine. Just everything stopped being a problem. And they haven't been a problem since. And now everything is great. And everyone is happier than they have been in such a long time. And I am so much less stressed than I have ever been. And you know what? I was so much less stressed that I got everything that I needed to get done early. And I got a week and a half off anyway. So I'm feeling great. Because you know what? Life doesn't necessarily go the way you want it to. In fact, 99.9% of the time, it won't. But sometimes it still goes a way that you can be happy with in the end. And you know what? It feels like everything is going really well. Knock on wood. So I'm feeling pretty good about things. So that's what happened in the past. Oh, and we made a Command & Conquer retrospective. If you didn't notice on the main channel, you can see it right here. You can see it right here. It's got Tim Curry's wonderful, wonderful face. Oh, you can't see my mouse cursor. You can just see when I'm whatever. Doesn't matter. Very, very exciting stuff. People seem very happy with it. It's a video of all time. It was really hard to make. I don't recommend doing an entire franchise in one video. I'm never doing that again. But it was a good experiment, and I can say the experiment was not a failure. It's just one that I'm not going to redo. So let's talk about the future of Giant Grant Games as not just a me, but as a content delivery platform. What am I going to be doing? What am I going to be making? And the answer is a lot of different stuff. So originally, when I was going out and starting things, I had an idea. A new series and channel called Grant Gets Good. And as I talked to people while I was off, people whose opinions I respect that are knowledgeable in the YouTube industry and streaming industry, everyone I asked the opinion on said, yeah, that idea sounds really good. However, the fact that you have to start fresh from this is stupid. Because, let's be completely honest, I have not actually invested nearly enough into this channel into this channel of all channels. Here's a bit of perspective for it. Over all the stuff I've made, about 150 million views. Only 50 million of them are on this channel. Only about a third of Giant Grant Games' success has been on the Giant Grant Games channel. And that seems a little bit wrong. And you know what? The answer is, yeah, every step that I have taken as a content creator has been logical. I started off as a Twitch streamer, did lots of that. Then I started making YouTube videos off of the Twitch stuff that I made. I wanted a place that all of those things could go, so I started making the Archives channel. And then because of my success on the main channel and the Archives channel, I started working on Zero Space because I was recognized for all of that. So there's like 4 things going on simultaneously. Then on the Archives, I was like, well, you know what? This VOD series wasn't very good when I played it on Twitch, so I'm just going to replay it. It was Mass Recall, the original replay, and do that only for the Archives as a like live series. And you know what? As a live series, it worked really well. So I'm going to start doing live series on there as well, in addition to all these other things that I'm doing. And then, you know what? We need content for it. So let's go make a custom campaign manager and manage all of that kind of stuff over here. And you know, we need a way to fund it. So let's do Twitch Trolls Grant as well. Everything made sense. And then I was doing everything. As a result, I was not able to, what's a good way to put it? As a result, this channel sucks compared to what it should be. I have put so much effort into content creation in YouTube, but the actual Giant Grant Games is not nearly as like successful or good or high quality as it should be. So what we're going to be doing, instead of starting a new channel like a dingus, I'm going to be focusing everything together. And I'm putting a new rule into place for myself. I'm not allowed to make a piece of content that does not go on this channel until I have 1 million subscribers. And you might say, Grant, that's a really long ways away. And the answer is yes. Yeah, it is. But you know what? I think I can do it. And I'm just going to do it. I think that it'll end up working in the long run. And that's all that I really care about is I need to invest in myself. And for you guys, that doesn't matter that much, right? It's just like, yeah, it's content is content. But now it's just going to be easier to find it instead of some over here, 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 some over. Maybe just put it all in the same place, dum-dum. Me being the dum-dum. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. So my idea of Grant Gets Good will happen eventually. However, it is not going to be happening right now. Instead, I'm going to be focusing, one, on making retrospectives better and faster. I'm hoping that we can get them out once a month, maybe once every 5 weeks, instead of, I don't want to talk about the gap between these 2 videos. There was a stream that we did in between these, which brings us to the second thing that we're going to be doing. We're going to be streaming. We're going to go back to my roots of streaming 5 days a week. In fact, I used to stream 7 days a week back at the beginning of everything, before I started adding all the other stuff. And it should be good, because everything that I'm going to be doing here is going to be automatically cataloged on YouTube forever. It's going to be in proper playlists. I'm going to have proper thumbnails. Look at this. We're making thumbnails for live streams. Insane stuff. And we're going to be playing a variety of things on a schedule. We're going to be starting with Age of Mythology, because the first ever game that I streamed was Age of Mythology. The first ever retrospective I made was Age of Mythology. So in this new era of me focusing on myself, might as well do Age of Mythology. You know, it's worked 2 out of 3 times. Let's make it 3 out of 3. I don't know, dude. I'm just making it up as I go. It is symbolic to me, and I know nobody else actually cares about it. Wait, you can see my mouse cursor now. Hey, very cool. What's up, buddy? So, yeah, we are going to be streaming. Where's the, boom, we got a schedule. Don't listen to the week thing. This is just an example of the schedule, a mock-up. we have a schedule of things that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be streaming every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, starting at 9:30 p.m. Pacific, 12:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central European, and whatever your local equivalent is. We're just going to pop in. We're going to chat for like 30 minutes or so, give people time to get in and socialize. One of the things I've really missed with the archives was actually being able to interact with the community. I stepped away from live streaming because I was so stressed about everything that was happening in real life that it was like really easy to one guy me. And I just needed, I needed the world to not be ending. And then I can interact with humans again. And I really want to be able to do that. So we're going to have that half an hour at the beginning every time so we can just chat with people. That should be easy, nice, and fun. I'll always include timestamps so you can skip it if you don't care about that and just want to go to the gameplay. And then we'll just be playing stuff for 4 hours. And each day is going to be a little bit themed. So Mondays are always going to be Map Mondays. Map Mondays meaning some sort of strategy game. Why? Because I started in strategy game stuff, and I know that expanding out of that is something that I, want to do for my personal growth, my personal enjoyment, and for being better at being a YouTuber or whatever. But I still want to always have one day per week that is stuck to those roots. And having 4 hours worth of that content, I'm going to work really hard to try to make sure that they are just as good as like archives videos will be. Because if I can do that, that means it'll be about as much content per week as the archives was originally going for, even if you only care about strategy games. I think that's very fair. Thursdays, Tuesday and Wednesday, I am off. Tuesday is a dedicated day to work on retrospectives. I have to do retrospective work basically every day, but sometimes just being able to sit down and get it all done on one day is important. Wednesday, I am forcing myself to have one full day off every week. This is really big and exciting. I've always been the type that's like, do a little bit here, do a little bit that. You saw my hands going earlier with all the stuff. Yeah, none of that on Wednesdays. Thursdays are Tribunal Thursday. Yeah, I tried to come up with alliterative stuff because that I'm not creative and that's all that I do. Thursdays are Tribunal Thursdays, which are going to be voted on by you guys. Everything that I play on Thursdays is going to be, your choice except for the very first game because I had to make something up at the very beginning. So in the Giant Grant Games Discord is where those votes are going to be happening. So keep an eye out there. Friday and Saturday are going to be paired days. So if I'm doing something on Friday, I'm probably going to be continuing it on Saturday. And they're kind of free and open. Sometimes I call it the bandwagon block because like if something new and exciting comes out and I want to play it, that's probably when I'm going to be doing it. And then other times it's going to be like, hey, I just want to go do this thing for a couple of days. It's going to be the thing that's like, here, try to get the viewers, like the Map Mondays. I'm doing that for you guys. I'm doing it for the people that just came back to the archives after 2 months. It's for me and it's for you. But Fridays and Saturdays might be for the casuals, not the elites like you and I. And then Sundays are going to be Suffering Sundays. Those are going to be the days where I play stuff that are really, really hard, or I do challenge runs, depending on what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what seems interesting. Because you know what? I do like challenge runs, and I do like hard games. And I want to keep that as part of what I'm doing as well. So hopefully what ends up happening here is that I don't expect people to be able to watch everything I make, because you're not going to be interested in everything I make most likely. However, with this rotation, what I'm hoping is that there's always going to be something that you could be interested and tune in for. And you'll have a good amount of time of that content every week. And I'm going to be able to play and explore a lot of different things. As I make more and more of these retrospectives, I am feeling very much like I need to play more games in order to make sure that I have all the context and the knowledge that I need. I think that's very important to me. I've been playing RTS pretty much nonstop for 5 years straight, and having a little bit more variety there will be really, really nice. And it'll be fun. And I haven't actually read my notes in about the entire video here. I've probably missed a bunch of things I was trying to say. What are my goals? I get to interact more with the community. Oh yeah, I'm not spread nearly as thin because I'm not doing as many things. Hey, I did really good here. Get to explore more stuff. I get to learn about lots of games. Oh, and it's long-term sustainable. The last year of making the archives content was about 20% me making content and 80% me scrambling to try to find content to make. That wasn't ideal, but now there's many things we can do. So what are those many things we are going to do? Well, for the very beginning, this first week, we're only going to be doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and half of a Monday stream because I had to reschedule a doctor's appointment on Monday. And by doctor's appointment, I mean my COVID flu shot where I went in on last Monday. I sat down for 25 minutes. Then they called everybody up and they were like, hey, our computer system doesn't work. Go home. So it's got to be next Monday instead. Very exciting. Thank you, American Healthcare. Very cool. We are going to be on Friday and Saturday be playing Age of Mythology, the Heavenly Spear Japanese DLC. I have heard that this one is very good, and I'm super excited for it. Then on Saturday, because of the bandwagon block, we're going to be continuing and probably finishing it. On Sunday, I should have had a fully updated version of the schedule. How did I forget that? On Sunday, we are going to be playing the new Night Rain, Elden Ring Night Rain DLC, collab with Jay Barino and Davey Gunface, who are my Souls buddies. We've been playing Souls games together for quite a while now. And then on Monday, we're going to be playing through the Empire at War campaigns, because I talked about it in the Command & Conquer retrospective, and I tried to play through them on Twitch a couple years ago, and Twitch was having major technical issues at the time that made the playthrough not very good or very fun because it was mostly tech support. So we're going to have a redo, and it's going to be there forever because Empire at War is awesome. And then for the very first game on Tribunal Thursdays, because I haven't gotten the voting up yet, so I had to pick something, another game where I just want to play it. We're going to be playing Undertale, because I want to lose to Sans. And that sounds like a lot of fun. So it is a variety of different things. Hopefully it should be pretty fun. Make sure that you guys vote in the Thursday stuff for what we're doing. I'm not set in stone on any of the things that I have announced. We are going to be moving forward, becoming more broad in the content that I make, and course correcting as needed. Because you know what? That's what NASA does, and NASA knows better than me. So thank you guys for watching. I am very excited to be back. I'm very energized. I'm honestly glad I didn't get a month off because I got a week and a half off and then I got really bored. I ended up playing through all of XCOM 2 for the next retrospective, even though I wasn't supposed to yet. Because I just got really excited for the future. So I am very excited. I will see you guys starting this Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, or 9:30 a.m. Don't show up early, or your regional equivalent, and I will see you guys then. Peace.